How's it going, everybody? I am Donut. Of course, this is a Black Lives Matter, All Cops Are Bastards, and Trans Rights supporting channel. If you don't like that, get the fuck out of here. This is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 3, Episode 14, Watchdogs. I was right. We're getting it a lot sooner than I thought we were. I was expecting that to be way later even, but no, we're getting it right now already. Maybe Hunter and Bobby will actually join the Watchdogs like I, guessed, but considering they were for the spinoff and everything like that, I highly doubt we're going to be continuing with them. I think that episode was like the last time we're going to see them. I even thought we're definitely going to be cutting around to them every time we've had somebody leave S.H.I.E.L.D. and then we still cut around to them and eventually they come back to S.H.I.E.L.D. But, considering it's a spinoff, this is going to be the hopefully permanent Hunter and Bobby are probably not going to be in the show anymore. But we'll see. We'll see what they do. And if you want to see the full length, check it out on Patreon below for $4 a month. It's picture-in-picture, no syncing up, shit. Alright, let's get into it.
Sure that's the right move, Alfie?
Oh!
It's not the right move. Call me Alfie. Mom gets to. You don't. I got buried in work. All right, I'm sorry, but we'll find a time.
I understand. Being an insurance company drone is super interesting. Why not bury yourself in that work?
It is interesting which of them are willing to tell their families and which of them aren't.
I'm sorry about your layoff. Why is this still here? Well, Mom and Dad left you the house. They had to leave this too?
Dad would let Mom take it. I put it up on eBay. Turns out not as valuable as Mom thinks.
What is gonna happen here? Is anything bad gonna happen? Or, I thought this was a nice family moment, but the longer we stay here, the more I'm worried that something's gonna happen. Oh, so he's just gonna see something on TV.
I've thought about it, but...
Watchdogs.
Government is keeping secrets. Things we don't know until cities fall out of the sky. The Avengers, more like them every day. Protected. Hidden. Not anymore. We want this information released. A list of who they are, where they are.
Is this the Watchdogs?
Or you will have war in your
It's
hands.
not seem like it would be.
We're the Watchdogs.
Really?
We'll obey. Let's go!
Okay, they got some weird ass tech. Oh. Is that what was it? In Agent Carter season 1.
Awesome. Right?
What? I mean, well, from just seeing that, I would be like, yeah, that's the thing. That's what I was worried, right? Going into this, I'm like, I know the Watchdogs are going to be, again, another, weird group that is not really a commentary on anything. And, yeah, they want to kill the aliens, they want to kill the Inhumans, but then they're also, against S.H.I.E.L.D. and against the Avengers and against keeping all these secrets and everything, it's, again, the classic thing that S.H.I.E.L.D. is doing where they're just taking, multiple different sort of hate groups and melding them together in one and just making one that doesn't make sense already.
Lunch, beers, bike, remember?
We'll get to it. I promise.
Never get to it. I mean, so his brother's going to find out that Mac's involved in S.H.I.E.L.D. and he's going to be against it.
I think he's going to sit this one out. You and Fitz go
Okay,
ahead.
why is
Meet up
that?
with Mac, then report back to me.
But yeah, that certainly looks exactly like the stuff from Agent Carter Season 1. I can't remember what it's... Nitramine, I think it was?
This facility was a storage site for the ATC.
I mean, yeah, I'm in full support of that. Hell yeah.
The residue from the bombs. It's got
Hey, it is the nitramine. Hell yeah. That's so
I don't know
cool.
what that is, but your tone of voice makes it sound bad.
Nitramine isn't stable enough to be used in a gel-based explosive, or at least it shouldn't be.
So
Yeah.
the Watchdogs have been making improvements to nitramine.
We take this debris back with us, study it.
Yeah, sure. Have you been working out? Because it weighs like 100,000 tons. It's a building.
Yeah, we ain't taking that. It's condensed.
So, no then.
I knew somebody once was keen on improving the original formula.
Mhm.
Okay, well, is that enough to connect that person to the Watchdogs?
He was fixated on it. Thought it might be something we could add to our arsenal.
Oh, our arsenal. Are you saying this could be a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent?
S.H.I.E.L.D. agent you've met.
Huh.
A good man. But he went off the grid when he got out of the hospital.
Okay.
Which means he's at
Just some-
large with a lot of our secrets.
He was in the hospital?
After Deathlock broke his spine.
Wait.
Nice work out there, boys.
Is this yeah, I was just gonna say, damn it, I couldn't remember his name. Oh my god.
And it's a good one.
Okay, yeah, could definitely see that. I mean, he was a good agent, as we saw, though. Like, he was even the one who helped us track down Deathlock. I'm so glad. It's so cool bringing back Felix.
I'm quite comfortable blaming myself, actually, for the lot of it. For all the miseries endured to rescue helpless little Agent Simmons.
But I mean, how was that any of your fault at all?
And that's not even the worst of it.
Andrew, what happened to those Inhumans?
Well,
Not
okay,
your
that,
fault.
yeah.
No, I just let a known murderer loose to save my own skin. Traded all those lives for mine.
Yeah, I mean, that's gonna be something that's gonna
And since
really
I'm
weigh on
practically
you.
the only woman here who can't kill with her bare hands.
She's got a good point. It's gonna make her feel extremely inferior.
Listen to me. That wasn't your fault.
Yeah, I mean, it absolutely wasn't. But I can definitely see why that would weigh on her more than the alien planet. I mean, the alien planet is definitely going to weigh on her as well. But, like, it's easier to say that's not your fault than the last thing is saying my life is more important than the other people, but at the same time, that's not your fault. Of course, you're going to look out for yourself
Maybe
first,
someone stepped in and
self-defense.
radicalized them. Maybe Blake.
I understand feeling lost. You want to hate something. Hate gives you direction. That could be
So,
dangerous.
this does... Okay, I have been talking about this group not making any sense and everything, and I'm actually very surprised. This does actually kind of make sense. You know, Felix is taking these people who hate aliens and using them and directing them like Hydra does, you know, a lot of times, where they just take someone who has strong feelings and they just, you know, aim those feelings at something that is not that person's goal at all, and is not something they actually give a shit at all about, but now because they're part of this group, they're just also doing that. And so that is what this is. You know, I assume the Watchdogs were not going to have, like, a leader or anything. But so I wanted to pause and clarify this all in the middle, you know. I am very surprised. This is actually making sense. He is, you know, manipulating these anti-inhuman racists to get back at S.H.I.E.L.D. to get... And why? Probably because they left him in a hospital and maybe didn't pay for any of his bills or help him at all or any of that shit. It could be the thing with Garrett, where they just kind of left him for dead. S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't really care much about any of their people. So...
They're not that anonymous. I've been tracking them. The ones that are spewing hate online. You know, IP addresses, residences, license plate numbers. Some of them are local. They could have been involved in the ATCU attack. We should go pick one up and see what he knows.
And
this is literally... Oh, this is...
without even knowing if the guy we picked was actually involved?
Well, either way, he'll know something.
I mean, this is literally what's happening right now.
Kind of Gestapo, don't you think?
You guys have already kind of done a lot of Gestapo shit.
I'm trying to save lives. I'll use whatever advantage I have to do
Yeah,
it.
the advantage of superpowers, which is something I don't have. But I'm not so sure you should be using yours to sidestep civil liberties.
They gave up their right to civil liberties when they started imploding buildings.
Jesus.
It's not about how they act.
It's so fucking relevant, holy shit. This is like... I'm almost having like a fucking anxiety attack.
Look, I'm not going along with this.
Like, especially the words they're using, so...
Okay, Fitz. You're with me.
But it's amazing that the show...
Am I?
Yeah, am I? But it's amazing the show can have me siding with these characters episode by episode, depending on circumstance.
Everyone has safe houses. Unbeknownst to Blake, I happen to know where a few of his are, and that's not to help me find him. It's to help us find him.
Okay.
Wait.
Both of them together.
You're saying I'm
Cool.
going too.
I am. If we can find any evidence he left behind of his plans, we can stop him.
So
Okay.
interesting pairing.
Great. I mean, you didn't say anything about my evaluation, so
He wants to evaluate him like
you weren't
personally.
happy with what you saw.
I'm not. But I want to see it for myself.
I don't blame him though. After like a situation like Ward, yeah.
I never asked for money. I'll handle
Yeah, he didn't even bring it up until just
I
now.
handle everything, like with mom and dad.
I help out. I helped you move them into the
You
condo.
showed up 3 days after I moved them in. Even now, I'm the one that has to keep everything here afloat. You can't all just run off to some
No
other...
one put a gun to your head. You didn't have to take this house. You could have sold it.
But I did.
Classic fucking, oh, no one fucking put a gun to your head.
Can't afford the house. Leave.
Mac, you gotta realize
This
it's a
is
shitty
out of
argument.
System's rigged. They want to keep you down in the dark, man.
Hey, you sound like those watchdog nuts.
Well, they got the right idea. Someone's got to
They
fight
do.
back. The government
I mean, it's
controls
sad that
everything.
we're using those
You either
people,
rise up
but
and protest, or you fall down in chains.
That's a direct quote. Are you reading this stuff?
Or go online.
They get what I'm going through. You don't.
Yeah, Mac does not fucking get it. I'm kind of on the Watchdogs at this point. I mean, not like... I'm basically on Felix's side. It's honestly, the Watchdogs are kind of like Hydra, but Felix is using them for good. As long as they're not actually out there killing Inhumans. It is wild that Felix was able to get these guys to go against the government. Yeah, I mean, I don't really give a fuck about what happens to any of these guys. The only person I really give a shit about is Felix. But, I mean, to be fair, I don't know Felix's true intentions. I don't know if he's actually anti-Inhuman or not. I assume he's just using them to try and, you know, get back at S.H.I.E.L.D. and get back at, just the government. Maybe he just realizes how fucked up the system is. Now that he has been slighted. What are they going to find here? Because Felix isn't here, so... Is this just going to be nothing, or... Oh boy. Did he follow him?
What are you doing?
What's gonna go on here? Oh yeah, and he's gonna see that.
Did you see like I just did?
I'll tell the boss.
Oh, and they're gonna think it's him. Oh shit. And what the fuck is going on here, man? What is this thing to find? Lights on down there?
It's like he disappeared.
Huh. He's like transmitting himself like a hologram maybe, or... Just waiting with a gun in hand.
I'm everywhere, Coulson.
How did he know?
As are you, apparently.
Maybe he just has like a video upstairs. Oh. What did he get hit by? Oh my god! What the fuck?
What's that? What's the stuff called?
Sodium hydrogen acetate.
Okay. Holy god.
What?
Fitz is so calm about this.
Must be the modifications that Blake made.
Right.
What does that mean?
That sooner or later this bomb is gonna go off, and then I'll implode.
He's so fucking calm.
It's just gonna be messy.
Oh man, it's like the opposite of season 1, episode 6 now.
I wanted to make you part of the new S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, well, when I got out of the hospital, it turned out there had never been a S.H.I.E.L.D. Just Hydra hiding behind one.
Yep.
I signed up to protect the world from these dangerous alien elements.
Okay, so never mind. I take it all back
You
then.
use them, unleash them. You've got those freaks working for you. Hell, Phil. You are
I guess
alive.
I just don't. Never mind. I take it all back. I don't understand how this
And what
group
has
makes any
S.H.I.E.L.D. done in the
sense.
name of protection?
You're stalling. Why?
Why?
Everyone stay back! Clear the area!
People are already afraid, and they want the truth.
What you're doing is not about truth, it's about hate. I'm changing my orders.
Okay.
Don't hurt Agent Blake.
Kill him?
Kill him.
Good.
Sir?
Again, this is why I like Coulson. He's willing to kill him.
Sir, there's gotta be another way.
Uh-oh,
But
Coulson.
okay, no.
Seems your puppy doesn't have
I think Coulson's trying to do a thing here of, I don't want you to follow my
do the wrong
orders.
thing for the right reason because it has to be done.
Maybe not.
Now take him out.
Oh no. Descent among the ranks.
Yeah, it's a hologram. So, this was the hologram.
What the? Who's a hologram?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that reaction. Dude, I was gonna like kill you.
It's working.
How did it only freeze that? What the fuck?
It's working.
The reason I didn't tell you is because of...
Stop talking. You're a liar. It's all lies.
Again, I really appreciate how it's so hard for me to take a side at all in the show because everybody has one thing or another that is shitty either way.
You made it darker.
I have.
Won't that make it hard for us to see them coming?
Yeah. But it also means they won't be able to see us.
What is this video game like fucking dialogue?
The rest will be coming now, so stay alert.
Oh! Shoot. Yeah. Doesn't matter if you hit him or not. Just suppressing fire. Keeping him up there. This is so intense, man. Okay. And it's not like he's wearing like a vest or anything. Okay. Jesus. Max is leaving him. Okay, he got shot in the arm. I thought he got shot in the chest.
What the hell are you doing?
Shotgun axe.
I can't believe we're bringing this back up. Oh, jeez. Nice. I can't believe we brought back up the shotgun axe.
Now that you know about us, we might give you a ring. Your brother says you're a good wheelman.
And you're his partner.
But I mean, it might change. You know, it takes, as always, it takes something actually personal for these people to wake up.
This is about an hour before the implosion. We ran the plates. Company car.
Malik?
You win.
So,
This wasn't an
okay,
act of
it is all
terrorism.
tied into
It was a
Hydra.
distraction and a cover-up.
Sponsored by Hydra, Malik's firing up the Watchdogs, feeding them intel.
They got that kind of funding, they're not going anywhere. And Malik, God only knows what he took from there.
I kept my part of the deal.
Oh, okay. It's
Now I
just...
expect you to keep yours.
Okay, so he is in a wheelchair still. The hologram was...
I want weaponry. And not that Stark Industries reissue crap. I'm talking about the big guns. So we can finally hunt down these freaks.
Yes. Freaks.
Mm-hmm.
If everything goes as planned, we'll all get what we want, Mr. Blake. Our common enemies will be dead.
Makes so much more sense than Hydra's behind all this. Just manipulating them.
At your command.
Yeah.
So many twists. That's why I love the show. So what is this? What in the hell? What in the hell is that? Okay. Well, I will see you guys for the discussion of this one. Good God, is there gonna be a fucking lot to talk about. We gonna get fucking serious. Okay. I went back and forth a lot on the Watchdogs this episode. I was going all over the place with, okay, I see what we're doing, I don't see what we're doing, blah, blah, blah. Also, a lot of times where I do say, I don't stand this, or I don't, I'm not sure what they're doing here. So I say that, and a lot of people, like, in season 1 or something like that, I would bring up, like, I don't know what the fuck is going on here. But it's not like a negative. I am just stating I don't know what the fuck is going on here. Or I don't know, I don't see how this makes any sense. Because, it's a live reaction. I'm trying to say, in the moment, I don't see how this makes any sense. And then as the episode's progressing, it's changing and varying and everything like that. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, in the comments would be like, oh, don't worry, this mystery gets solved, or oh, don't. And it's like, I kind of expect it to. I'm going to be pretty shocked if a lot of this, stuff brought up isn't explained. I'm not used to that in a show. It does happen, like Agent Carter now, but, for the most part, I am used to watching a show and getting answers, which is, because I don't watch a lot of bad shows, maybe. But, so... I guess maybe I do need to be, oh, don't worry, these will be explained, because maybe there are some shit shows. But either way, whatever. You know what? You don't need to for me. But I get why you would for other people. Anyway, so the Watchdogs. I do understand them now here at the end. We went through so many steps, and, but, okay, so let me explain my reasoning throughout the episode. First thing we're told about the Watchdogs is that they're anti-Inhuman. The Inhumans being our parallel for, capital T, capital G, the gays, and the gay panic and all that. We've been talking about it all season. But then we also use the Inhumans as a metaphor for weapons, kind of, in a way. As a metaphor for government secrets, as for, conspiracy theories and stuff like that. But it's really dependent on the context of what plot we're doing that it sort of, picks one or the other that it wants to do. Or like, certain characters view them more as government secrets, whereas certain characters view them more as gays. It's a little bit different which metaphor they want to use depending on what group and what context. So, then when we are introduced properly to the Watchdogs in this episode, and they are very anti-government secrets, very anti-conspiracy, but just very conspiracy in general, and very, and not even an I kept saying anti-government, but it does seem like it's more like anti-specifically S.H.I.E.L.D, the ATCU, and this sort of alien stuff. Like, it's like, you can have your secrets. We just care about the secrets when it matters about the gays. Which is why I was, like, a little bit confused as to how they would possibly get these people together, because I was assuming they were against the whole government. But throughout the whole episode, it really doesn't seem like that is the case at all. It seems like they only give a shit about the parts of the government that are connected to the Inhumans and the alien stuff in general. Then we are introduced to Felix. Felix Blake is now the one, or not is now, but was the one who is controlling them all. And I was thinking, like, okay, so he is the one who's trying to get back at S.H.I.E.L.D. for the stuff that was done to him, but he doesn't really harbor any sort of, like, anti-inhuman thoughts or any, you know, rhetoric like that. He was just using them. But no, turns out that wasn't the case. He is probably the most racist out of all of them. Because he was also the, like, yeah, I hate, you know, any, also, the Avengers, like, the people who hate Avengers in general, like, where they're not like, oh, I hate, you know, Thor or something, but where they're like, I hate the Avengers, because so many of them are not, like, you know, they're not, like, super powered or anything, and we haven't really got much, sort of, we get the occasional people being scared of somebody who accidentally had powers, but it's a lot less of a thing than the Inhumans have been. And, you know, most of the people who were anti-inhuman didn't really give a shit, or at least didn't say anything about, you know, any other kind of alien stuff. Do they harbor those feelings? Probably, but they didn't say it outright or anything, which is why Felix comes across as the most racist out of all of them. But yeah, so then I was like, okay, so then, you know, I'm like, well, how does this work? Because again, I wasn't thinking about the context of the, you know, not being against the whole government in general and just being against the specific parts of it. So I was like, how does this work? And then, end of the episode, confirmed Hydra, Malik is working with them, is giving them the funding, and in fact, like, even, it does not seem like, you know, Felix knows about that, you know, about Guerra being an Inhuman at all, but, I mean, doesn't know that, you know, Malik is working with the Inhumans or anything like that. He also doesn't know that, like, he said that he was surprised to see Coulson. They were surprised to see S.H.I.E.L.D. specifically, not, like, Coulson specifically, but S.H.I.E.L.D. in general. He thought it was going to be the ATCU that showed up. So Malik hasn't been telling him almost anything. This is the most we've seen Malik, like, use people. In the same way that he's kind of just, you know, recruiting more Inhumans to use as his, like, we'll get to that in a second. But first I want to stick with just the Malik and Blake stuff. But yeah, I think that finally makes sense in the end. It is the, you know, so many layers of manipulation. It's just Malik manipulating Blake, who is manipulating these anti-inhuman regular Joes, who are, you know, very different. It was also the comment of, or the statement that Coulson made of, like, going from comments online to out, you know, in person killing Inhumans, which again is the, like, yeah, that doesn't really happen very often. There's two very different, like, sides of that. Like, you know, the QAnon type people are not, which is, like, the closest kind of we have to this, and that's a stretch, but it's like, I guess QAnon is, like, the closest kind of thing I can think of. But yeah, that's not really something that's, like, going out in the streets or anything like that. But so then we see, you know, the like Dallas guy who was like like, you know, he was very racist, but he was too cowardly to actually do anything about it. So you know, everybody calling themselves the Watchdogs is it seems like such a new group, but it's caught on extremely fast, it seems like. But yes, I do like that they show to that, at least they show, you know, that everybody is not, like, fully, like, you know, ready to go out and killing or anything like that. There are some who are, you know, coward is a bad word to use because they're a shitty person, but I don't know what other word to use. Okay, where else do I want to go from here? Right, okay, so I love that Felix Blake returns, and we get many twists with him of, like, what's going on with him. He was there, now he's here, now it's a hologram, and all this stuff. But my favorite part of it was that, in the end, he has ended up in a wheelchair. He has ended up completely paralyzed, maybe, like, from, like, you know, like, he has control in his hand, maybe, to use the mechanical thing, but it seems like he might be almost fully paralyzed. and now, manipulating a massive army behind the scenes like we were led to believe the clairvoyant was. So now the clairvoyant sends out Deathlock to crush his spine, and now he in turn becomes what the fake clairvoyant was. Because he never found out anything about the real clairvoyant or anything. Or I guess he never found out about the fake clairvoyant either, to be fair. But yeah, of all people to be bringing back, I was not expecting Blake. It was somebody I kept bringing up a lot in like season 2. When we were bringing back people into S.H.I.E.L.D., where I kept being like, "Where is Blake? What happened to him? He was in the hospital. Did he die? Or is he just in a coma?" But yeah, this is such a fantastic way to do it. I wish we could, continue to get back all the people. Like Weaver was here at the beginning of the season, and now just kind of gone. Koenig has just been gone for I know the situation with his wife and everything, but it has been almost 2 whole seasons at this point. So, are we ever gonna get him back? I don't know. Are we ever gonna get him back in a major way, or is he always gonna be a sort of character who is just going to pop up once in a blue moon? I don't know. I'm expecting the latter. But yeah, so many. Blake was a fantastic villain for this episode because it was so mysterious. So much of the villains I feel like take a lot of time to build up to or anything, whereas Blake was very just like, what? Whoa, okay, this is happening, and now, okay, he was there, now he's here, and he felt like he might have, powers, or, okay, is he just, maybe he was a hologram, putting his hologram into, the barn for them, but he was actually in this house here, but okay, no, that's the hologram, okay, no, it was a hologram of him standing, how is that, how did he do that? I don't know. It could just be it's S.H.I.E.L.D. tech, right? They could just have some sort of technology like that. I don't know, but who knows? They got some sort of missile at the end. It seems like. I think that was a missile. I'm not sure what else it could be. But yeah, okay. So we also got the nitramine this episode. Bringing that back. Not anything from Agent Carter Season 2, Agent Carter Season 1. But, still really cool. Also, then changing it to make it more gel-based and everything, which is fascinating because it is the thing that I brought up with Howard before of, so many of these, his bad babies, as he calls them, which nitramine was one of them, where he just makes them and then goes fuck, that's bad. Well, time to lock it in a closet and hope nothing ever happens with it. Whereas, as we could see, he could have improved it and made it, it's a lot more stable now. It's way more stable now. I mean, it's still unstable, but it's more stable. And it doesn't seem to be as dangerous as it was before. The nitramine before was it would take out half of Los Angeles, but with just that much. But this is, the paint was about that much. The gel-based stuff was about that much, and it only imploded the one building. So it seems like a lot more, whatever you stick it to, it will implode only that. Fitz saying if he stuck it to them, it would just implode Fitz himself. They would probably call some stuff around him too, but for the most part, it would just implode Fitz himself. But so that's really cool that, it is this, Howard Stark may be, a genius and everything like that. He's able to just go, do-do-do-do-do, oops, I made nitramine. But he's not, the smartest person in the world to where we have people like Felix and we have people whoever he was hiring to help him with it, that can work through and be okay, Howard Stark made this, he's a genius, but we can upgrade this, we can make it better. And yeah, most of the time we've always seen Stark Tech, it's just been hey, here is this Stark Tech stuff that we just found, or here is this Justin Hammer tech that we just found. And that's never the stuff that works. It has to, be someone that improves upon it, like the Judas bullets in Luke Cage or something. It's never the pre-existing technology that ever works. So I really appreciate the consistency about that. Also, this is the first instance of something from the Agent Carter TV show coming over to S.H.I.E.L.D. Previously, we have only had stuff that has both been in the show and the movie, First Avenger. But now, nitramine is the first thing that is TV show exclusive, as far as I can remember. I don't think we've had anything else. So yeah, really, really cool to see that, because I was just talking about at the beginning of the second half of the season and at the end of Agent Carter season 2 that I was very worried, like, or not very worried, but that I was like, man, none of this stuff gets explained, and I think that S.H.I.E.L.D. would do a thing where they kind of, take it upon themselves to explain it, but I'm not sure how they would do that, especially because we haven't seen anything crossing over from the TV shows, even between these two, which are very, very close and very tied together. But now we finally have. So now I have a lot more hope that in the future we're going to be getting some, good-ass Agent Carter Season 2 answers. It's not like this answered anything with the Night Tribune, but I'm hoping for that in the future. I don't think there's no question with the Night Tribune. I just mean, it's not exactly 101. But I have hope. So, let's talk about Malik. Malik is, using the Watchdogs as sort of like a cleanup crew, it seems. It seems like they are a comparison to Damage Control, which I actually don't know if Damage Control has been brought up in the show or not before, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I definitely know of Damage Control just as a concept. They are like the people that come in and clean up after super-related incidents or S.H.I.E.L.D.-related incidents and stuff like that. But yeah, so it seems like the Watchdogs are kind of being used as almost like a parallel to a like Hydra Damage Control. But clearly they are, not like, hey, let's go clean it up so the civilians can't see. It's more like, hey, it might be something like, oh, Hydra wanted something from the ATCU, so we have the Watchdogs then go clean it up as in destroying the building and stuff. That is what I'm talking about as a cleanup crew. They sort of just go, okay, we got what we wanted, now just erase all possible evidence. And I say something, but it's the missile. I say something because I don't know if that's exactly a missile. It's probably a missile, but it was such a quick, seeing of it. So yeah. Last episode I wanted to talk more about it, but I kind of forgot to bring it up and talk about it. So let's talk about this episode. Malik, I've been saying I like him a lot more, and I can see where his character's going. If I am right, I can see where his character's going. They're sort of making him like the corporate ally, right? He is like the company that changes their logo to a pride flag on June and immediately switches it back the next month. Or like, the ones that change it and then just behind the doors they keep denying LGBT rights or allowing rampant discrimination and shit like that. He is the guy that's coming up and being like, yes, we should be working with the Inhumans. There is a big civil war coming and we want to be on their side because they're humans too. And then, of course, he's saying all this because he just wants to use them, not even for his own goals, but for, the Hydra and Human, which is even better. It's not even like for his own goals with the corporate ally sort of thing. It is the working for this, goal that you don't understand of capitalism. But yeah, I really like where Malik is going with this, like, with how much manipulation he has. All the characters in S.H.I.E.L.D. are extremely manipulative, especially the villains, that's the whole thing. It's a spy series. So, but Malik, I feel like, is the top dog of that. I feel like Malik is absolutely the one we've shown that has been the most manipulative, the best at it, the one I constantly say, like, oh, Malik, that's so stupid, how could you be so dumb? And then he proves to me, like, oh, no, that actually was his plan. He's great, fantastic, absolutely in love with him. Honestly, he reminds me a little bit of Charles Widmore from Lost, but I feel like they could have done a lot more with Charles Widmore than they did. And I feel like they've, I'm not sure if I'd say they've done more with Malik already, but I think it's just two very different characters. It just reminds me of that, like, old guy who is behind the scenes and so manipulative to a way where you think that, like, that thing of like, this plan is so dumb. How would he possibly, what is he thinking? And then you see that one little aspect that you weren't looking at. You're like, oh, okay, that's what it was. But I honestly feel that even harder with Malik than I did with Charles Widmore, which is really cool. And also I didn't realize, but yeah, they have the daughter thing going on too. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, they both have the daughter thing going on. But, Malik's daughter knows, like, everything about this and is evil and everything. I'm fascinated for when we get to her. I'm not sure when that's going to be. Maybe next episode, hopefully. But, who knows? Again, I think it's going to be more of a thing when Malik dies, she's going to be our next villain for a very brief period. Maybe for the very end of the season or something. And where are we going with Lash, man? Where the hell is that going? We'll get to that in a second. I'll get to the gem and stuff later. That's towards, like, the end. But, yeah, still, where the hell, what are we doing with Lash this season? And okay, yeah. So we have not really had a modern Hydra villain like Malik. That is crazy to say, because when I think of modern Hydra, I think of people like Malik. And to be fair, that archetype of how I was just describing Malik as like the corporate ally does kind of fit Coulson to a T as well. And I really like that both like all the villains in the series play off Coulson very, very well. The Whitehall didn't. Whitehall was very different from Coulson. He had some similarities. You're going to be able to find some similarities in pretty much anybody, but. I feel like, that's why Whitehall is probably the one I think about the least. I liked him. He was cool, but he's definitely the one I think about the least, because him and Coulson shared the least amount of similarity between them. Whereas, I think Malik is like the close, like, Rosalind was very, very up there, but I think, there was a lot about Rosalind that I didn't realize how, ignorant she was towards what was going on and everything. I mean, she's still awful, but, Malik is, I think he's the closest we've gotten to a one-to-one with, like, Coulson as a character. And not exactly a one-to-one. Not a one-to-one, but it's the closest. Right, and bringing up the daughter thing that I just said, that ties even more into Coulson with the Daisy situation where he, almost treats Daisy like a child, or, sorry, like a daughter plenty of the time. Not as much anymore, but it's definitely, when there's some, like, dangerous situations. Like the whole her and Lincoln ATCU situation, that was a good example of him still, treating him like his daughter a little bit. But I do want to see Malik, like, bleed out or just, like, die slowly. I don't want to see him go out as easily as, like Whitehall or Ward or Garrett even to an extent went out. I want to see him know that he's dying and, like, I want to see the realization that he is losing it all. He is so old. He is the oldest dinosaur we've seen, and he holds all this power. And I just want to see that leaving, as he's dying. Okay, I think that's all I have to say about Malik. I think that's all I got to say about that. Let's talk about Coulson and Lincoln. Again, it was the classic. Lincoln was one of the best people I think in the show. I've said I even made him. I put him on my top 10 good people in the MCU list. He was towards like the bottom of the 10, but he was on there of like the goodest people, because I talk about that a lot of. What characters do I like versus what characters do I like as people, as good people. But it's the classic thing of the longer you are in S.H.I.E.L.D., the more bad you're going to become. And I wouldn't put him on the list anymore. I absolutely would not. I cannot classify Lincoln as a good person if he's going to be following Coulson's orders. I mean, and really, he is kind of just falling into the Hunter position, sadly. He is here because of Daisy, and that's it, really, And he's willing to, drop his morals and do whatever, Coulson asks him to do because he wants to be here for Daisy. And, Daisy is a pretty crappy person sometimes, too, so... But, I'm still... I like Lincoln, but he's definitely fallen a lot on my favorite characters list. Who is my favorite character in S.H.I.E.L.D. right now? Probably Malik, I would say, is my favorite character right now. What character do I think is the goodest person in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. right now? Gemma, maybe, still? Simmons, who else? Who else? Is there anybody I can call a good person? Is there one? Give me one person. Right, there's gotta be one. I don't know. Like, even like Anna Rodriguez, I don't know about that because, again, she's working with S.H.I.E.L.D. now. So it's like, it's tough to say. Joey as well. Again, he's working with S.H.I.E.L.D., so it's tough to say. They're doing stuff on their own, so maybe, I'd have to see what they're doing, really. But, sad to see Lincoln go down like this. This episode really took him down a lot of notches. But, yeah, at least he'll be a reoccurring, character. At least he'll be sticking around for a lot. So, yeah, Gemma, the whole, she's now trying to train herself with a gun more and more because she is, again, as she said, the only woman here who can't take down someone with her bare hands. And, yeah, it's gonna, like, rest on your soul a lot. It's gonna really rest on your conscience, I guess I should say. Like, you feel so incapable, even if you are a scientist, even if you are not in the field very often, or should never really be. I mean, they have to be sometimes, but I mean, like, the way they have been before, where they've just been, like, almost like they were expected to fight, but not really. They were just, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Never mind. Forget all that. But either way, I get why she would blame herself for the lash thing. I hope that she can get over the will thing. The lash is going to be hard to get over, because it is you had to, decide that your life is more important than those other people, because you knew if Lash got out, he was going to kill them. You knew that was going to happen. But it was we have to do what we have to do because we need to survive. I'm not going to blame anybody, really, for trying to protect their life. Am I going to be, if it's like a shitty person and they're self-defending themselves, I'm not going to be able to blame them, but I still do want them to die. But I just can't blame them for using self-defense. But I do want them to die. But that's not really, regardless of the Jimma situation. Jimma's a good person. But I'm saying, like, I just wanted to clarify for, future situations like Hydra, maybe, or whatever. I'm sure it's going to come up. And I'm sure it already has come up. But, yeah, so I don't know what I want to say about the Jimma, stuff that it's tough. There's not much I can say about it. It's something that it's nothing you can say that's gonna get you over. May can say it wasn't your fault as much as she wants, but maybe hunting down and stopping Lash is what's gonna help her get over it. Maybe that is the only thing that we can really expect to help her get over it at this point. And okay, so I didn't really talk much about Mac and his brother yet at all. His brother, facing financial crisis and facing a lot of problems, blames it all on the Inhumans instead of the government. I don't know really if I have anything to say about his brother. His brother, I don't like as a character. I don't like as a person. I just think he's not very interesting. He's a bad actor. He's not a good actor. His approach to actor was so, like, stilted, and it felt so video gamey with the way he was, like, talking. Like, the script, maybe a better actor could have, like, said that better, but there's so many lines that just felt so weird this episode because of that. But yeah, the whole needing somebody close to you in order to, like, change, like, that is, I don't know. It's such a shitty thing, right? That these sort of people need someone personal in their lives to be able to not be this shitty. But, it is what it is. And now S.H.I.E.L.D. is trying to recruit him, like, 5 seconds after him, like, changing, like, being like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be a racist. Oh, hey, you want to join S.H.I.E.L.D.? Maybe wait a little bit longer. And, yeah, I mean, this whole episode was focusing a lot on, like, S.H.I.E.L.D. not being able to balance S.H.I.E.L.D. and family life, and I don't really have anything to say about it, man. I think it's really interesting, like, which family member, like, May's family knows, but Mac's family doesn't know, and Jim's family doesn't know, and various, some families know, some families don't. I think it's interesting which ones do and which ones don't. Especially because, yeah, like, S.H.I.E.L.D. being, like, which ones know that they are in S.H.I.E.L.D. at all? Because that was also the thing before, if they were supposed to be spies before, and, like, oh, we couldn't tell anybody we were in S.H.I.E.L.D. despite the world knowing that S.H.I.E.L.D. exists, and S.H.I.E.L.D. not really being a spy organization, despite them constantly saying that it's a spy organization. But, yeah, so, now it is interesting. Before, I didn't understand why they didn't tell any of their families, but now I get it. Yeah, I don't know what else I have to really say. I guess we're just gonna be recruiting a ton of people now. Like, just seems like this season is just recruiting person after person after person, regardless of who they are as a person, just kind of recruiting them regardless. It feels like it's gonna really, be whack, because, Coulson has to, like, really go and like, he does his evaluation with them one-on-one, seemingly, like, if they're going to be on the ship or whatever, but it's not like he did a one-on-one evaluation with Joey or Yo-Yo, and they're just, like, they're whatever. So, yeah. Why didn't he do a one-on-one evaluation with Joey? Because Joey was on the ship for a while. It's not like Yo-Yo, I get it, because, Anna's back at, oh, boy, what was it? Oh, no, I feel so bad. I can't remember where it was. Where she's from, like, specifically, she's in South America somewhere, but, but now that they're like with her working from home, I sort of get it because she's not on the team on the field or whatever. But Joey was, and he didn't do like an evaluation of him or anything. Which I feel like Joey, you would definitely trust less than Lincoln. I mean, I don't, but I feel like Coulson would. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about that. The whole Daisy this episode, man, like, and the whole Daisy Mac and Fitz scene on the plane, where, again, it's there's no one side here I can take, because they're against Daisy, acting like they haven't done the exact thing that Daisy has done many, many times. Mac was there when Hunter did that to Banks. Like, this is just the thing that everybody in S.H.I.E.L.D. does. I mean, Roslin brought it up at the very beginning of the season, too. They are very KGB, very Gestapo. The S.H.I.E.L.D. are the secret police. Like, they are. They just are. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That is what they are. Whether the show wants to admit it or not, I think that is the biggest aspect of the show, is the show is constantly showing us how bad S.H.I.E.L.D. is and acting like they're good, and I'm never going to be able to get over that. But, whatever. The Watchdogs are absolutely the villains here and everything, but, like, seeing that conversation was just so... and again, I almost had like an anxiety attack from the language they were using and everything. Like, also the, like, oh, you give all your civil liberties when you implode a building and everything like that. Like, let me say, you do not give up your civil liberties by imploding a building, okay? It is your civil liberty to implode a building. I cannot stress enough that you should feel absolutely no guilt from looting, burning down buildings, rioting, whatever the hell. You should feel absolutely zero guilt for it. If you are going to be out on the streets, if you are going to be looting, if you're going to be rioting, if you're going to be protesting, make sure you're doing it with a clean conscience. Burn the buildings to the ground. Take as much as you want. And I'm not saying, like, loot because of what's going on right now. I am saying, if you are going to be looting, just do it in general. Why are you shopping at Walmart? Why are you shopping at Walmart? Just take it. But, yeah, I think that's about all I have to say. I guess I just wanted to end this on a note of, please loot and steal with a clean conscience. Again, crime is a social construct. It is completely arbitrary. Look at S.H.I.E.L.D. They commit 1,000 crimes per fucking episode. And then they, want to talk about the criminals. Criminals. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. It is completely justified and within your civil liberties to burn down a building and implode that building. Please do, especially if it's government building. Yeah, I think that's about it. No, I didn't even talk about it at all, but I loved the way that Felix talked about, I woke up from a coma and learned that woke up from a coma and learned that S.H.I.E.L.D. was Hydra the whole time. Because, yeah, that is how I've been talking about it since Season 1, Episode 17. And I feel like that has been the big dividing thing in my comments as well. Of whenever I talk about it, I talk about it as S.H.I.E.L.D. was Hydra the whole time. And then everybody's always like, oh, Hydra was in S.H.I.E.L.D. And it's like, no. That's not, S.H.I.E.L.D. was Hydra the whole time. And now, S.H.I.E.L.D. still currently is still Hydra. They're the same, they're two sides of the same coin. Coulson's S.H.I.E.L.D., the name S.H.I.E.L.D. is the name Hydra. Like, S.H.I.E.L.D. was formed with Hydra. You can't say that, oh, we're making a new S.H.I.E.L.D. Yes, you are making a new S.H.I.E.L.D. in the way that S.H.I.E.L.D. is literally just Hydra. I'm not saying that this S.H.I.E.L.D. has the, Hydra people still in it or whatever, like the Ward situation or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying if you are calling yourself S.H.I.E.L.D., you are calling yourself Hydra. There is no difference in the name. And, yeah, I really like that we've had a character bringing that up now. Because, oh, man, it's been so cathartic. It's been, all, like, the public has been saying that this whole time, and we've had somebody denying it, and, not in those exact words, but that has basically been what the public has been saying this whole time. And, again, I'm on the public side. 100%. Oh, such a good line. Such a fantastic line. Alright, that's it for this episode. It was a really good one, I gotta say. As much as I was like, I don't understand what the hell this is going on, I don't see what the fuck they're doing, this doesn't make any sense, it was a really entertaining episode. The whole fight at the end, fantastic. I love bringing back the shotgun axe. Was not expecting that at all. So I was like, what is he doing? What? Oh. Yeah. I guess that's it. I honestly love the fights more. I keep saying that's it, and then I keep saying more. I love the fights that are more subdued. The ones that are like Mac, you know, in this house, just sort of fending himself off from the Watchdogs, or the one where it was Coulson trying to fend himself off from the Hydra people coming to kill him after Rosalind. Those are always so much more interesting to me. Well, I don't know if they're more interesting to me than the big flashy ones, but they're definitely more tense. They're always more tense. I feel like something could definitely go wrong more during those. Alright, that's really it. I will see you guys for the next one. Till then, get the fuck out of here.